अस्सलाम वालेकुम स्टूडेंट्स, आप देख रहे हैं हाउस ऑफ फिजिक्स बाय अब्दुल माजिद। आज का हमारा लेक्चर है व्हाट इज कूलम्स लॉ। दूसरा इस चैप्टर का दूसरा लेक्चर है। सो बिफोर डिस्कसिंग द कूलम्स लॉ वी हैव टू डिफाइन सर्टेन थिंग्स। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, व्हाट इज चार्ज। चार्ज क्या है? The definition of charge is that is intrinsic property of any material due to which it exert force on other charge particle object or bodies। किसी भी मटेरियल की ये इंट्रिंसिक प्रॉपर्टी है जिसकी वजह से वो किसी दूसरी चार्ज बॉडी पर फोर्स एक्सर्ट करता है। ठीक है, इंट्रिंसिक इंटरनली जनरेटेड है। ठीक है, तो इसको हम क्या कहते हैं? चार्ज कहते हैं। सिमिलरली मैग्नेटिक इफेक्ट भी ऐसे ही है। मैग्नेट की डेफिनेशन भी क्या होती है? पर्टिकुलर मटेरियल ड्यू टू विच इट अट्रैक्ट और रिपेल द अदर मैग्नेटिक मटेरियल। सो सिमिलर डेफिनेशन इज फॉर चार्ज। There are two types of charges, one named as positive and one is negative। दो तरह के चार्जेस हमारे पास हैं, एक को पॉजिटिव कहते हैं, एक को नेगेटिव कहते हैं। प्रॉपर्टीज क्या है? प्रॉपर्टीज या लॉज ऑफ इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक्स भी हम इसको कह सकते हैं। सिमिलर चार्जेस रिपेल एंड अपोजिट चार्जेस अट्रैक्ट्स बाय इंटरेक्शन विद ईच अदर। ये जो दो टाइप के चार्जेस हैं, ये जब दोनों एक दूसरे के साथ इंटरेक्ट करते हैं, व्हेन दे आर इंटरेक्ट विद ईच अदर, दे एक्सर्ट सम फोर्स। दैट फोर्स विल बी ऑफ रिपल्सिव और अट्रैक्टिव। वो रिपल्सिव भी हो सकती है और अट्रैक्टिव भी हो सकती है। For example, electron has negative charge, example बता दी, and proton has positive charge। These are the examples of charges। Magnitude of charge। What is the value of elementary charge? Elementary charge के पास कौन सी वैल्यू होती? Charge carried by elementary particle is known as 1 electron, that is equal to 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb। Coulomb are the SI unit of charge। चार्ज का SI यूनिट है। An important property of charge is that, एक और प्रॉपर्टी है, चार्ज इज क्वांटाइज्ड। क्वांटाइज्ड फिक्स्ड मतलब इसका है इट एग्जिस्ट इन डिस्क्रीट पैकेट्स। फिक्स्ड एनर्जी पैकेट्स के अंदर चार्ज मौजूद होता है। ये ले लें, या दैट इज इंटेग्रल मल्टीपल ऑफ एलिमेंट्री चार्ज। इंटीजर्स क्या होंगे? 1 2 3 4 5 and so on। There will be no 1.5 2.5 3.5 such type of charges। magnitude does not exist। इस तरह की magnitude exist नहीं करेगी। So Q is an integral multiple of minimum elementary charge, that is Q equals to NE। Q is the net charge, N is the number of integral multiple numbers, and E is the charge on elementary particle। If we want to know the number of charges in net charge, we can rearrange it for the N। If we calculate the net number of charges, then numbers will be multiplied with the elementary charge. So these are the certain properties of charge. चार्ज क्या होता है, एग्जाम्पल्स, एक्सर्ट करते हैं एक दूसरे पे फोर्स, नेचर क्या है, और क्वांटाइजेशन का इफेक्ट क्या है, ये मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट है. नाउ इट्स टाइम टू explain the Coulomb's law. Here we theoretically said that similar charges repel and opposite charges attract. But Coulomb's explain the quantitative relation for the attractive or repulsive force. It gives the quantitative explanation of force between charges. Given by Coulomb's in 1736 to 1805. There are certain limits for the Coulomb's law. What is validity? Validity is that Coulomb's law is valid for point charges. ये सिर्फ point charges के लिए valid होगा. So what is the definition of point charge? The smallest possible value of charge. एक तो ये definition है. या if the distance between charges is larger than the size of two charges, then these charges are called point charges. For example, we consider a charge positive q1 q2. So here is the distance d. So distance d is much greater than their size, either of them. ये जो distance इनके दरमियान में है, क्योंकि ये interacting charges हैं, तो ये जो distance है that is much greater than the size of q1 and size of q2. So these two charges q1 and q2 are point charges with respect to each other. इसको हम point charge कहते हैं. Now what is the statement of Coulomb's law? You have studied in grade 10. आपने 10th क्लास में पढ़ा होगा basic statement क्या है. When charges interact, they exert force on each other. जब भी charges interact करते हैं, वो एक दूसरे पर force लगाते हैं. The magnitude of the force is directly proportional to product of magnitude of charges. जो force का magnitude है, वो charges के product के directly proportional है and inversely to the square of distance between the charges. और charges के दरमियान में distance के inversely proportional है. Now we have a diagram. Plus charge q1 and q2 is also a positive charge. We know that positive repel each other with the law of electrostatic. The repulsion force exerted on q1 by 2 is represented towards right by F1, and the repulsive force at the same time experienced by the q2 exerted by the q1 is directed towards right. Similarly, there is a repulsive force. And similarly, if we consider a dissimilar charges or opposite charges, they attract each other, and F1 is the attractive force that attracts the Q2, and F2 is the attractive force that attracts by the Q1, that attracts Q2 towards Q1. So these are the, and R is the distance between them. So these two charges are considered as point charge for the explanation. ये point charge explain किए जाएंगे. So what is the relation? Mathematical form. Mathematical form is F coulombs is directly proportional to product of charges Q1 and Q2, and force is the inversely proportional to 1 over r square. By combining the equation, we have Coulomb's force is proportional to Q1 Q2 over r square, and finally have the formula of Coulomb's force, that is by removing the sign of proportionality, K Q1 Q2 over r square. This is the final formula of Coulomb's law that gives the magnitude of Coulomb's force. Now what about constant K? Hence K is called Coulomb's constant or constant of proportionality. Its value depends on, that is important MCQ, Coulomb's constant depends on system of unit and medium between the charges. If we consider another medium between the charges, so there will be an effect of medium on Coulomb's force that we will discuss in next lecture inshallah. So the K is medium dependent constant. Its dependence is on system of units which we discuss, MKS system, and other one is medium between the charges. So K has the value this is also an MCQ, 9 into 10 is per 9 Newton meter square per Coulomb square, and K having the formula 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught. Epsilon naught is called permittivity free space. Permittivity free space, epsilon naught. It has the value 8.85 into 10 raised to the minus 12 Coulomb square per Newton meter square. This value is also an MCQ. ये भी एक MCQ हमारे पास है और बहुत important है, with correct units. So what is permittivity free space? Permit relates with the permission. ये permission से है. How space between the charges allow to exert the force on each other. ये वो फ्री स्पेस है जो अलाउ करती है चार्जेस को इंटरेक्ट करने के लिए और इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड को पास करने के लिए, और सिंपलेस्ट डेफिनेशन है पर्टिकुलर स्पेस दैट होल्ड्स द चार्ज विदाउट लीकेज. ये वो स्पेस है जो चार्ज को होल्ड करती है विदाउट लीकेज. So finally an important conclusion is K is medium dependent constant. K जो है वो medium dependent है due to epsilon naught. Epsilon naught permittivity is a medium basically considered between the charges.
Coulomb's law. Coulomb's law states that the electrostatic force between two electric charges is directly proportional to the product of the charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. If Q1 and Q2 are 2-point charges separated by a distance r, the electrostatic force F between the charges is given by F is directly proportional to Q1 Q2 by r square, or F is equal to K of modules of Q1 Q2 by r square, where K is a positive constant called Coulomb's constant. This value depends on the medium between the two charges. A. If the charges are in vacuum, then in SI units, K is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, where epsilon naught is the permittivity of space. The value of epsilon naught is equal to 8.854 into 10 power minus 12 Coulomb square per Newton meter square, which was obtained by experiments. Thus K is equal to 8.988 into 10 power 9 Newton meter square per Coulomb square. Subtopics: Unit of charge Coulomb. Vector form of Coulomb's law. Unit of charge, Coulomb. The unit of charge is Coulomb and is denoted by C. 1 Coulomb of charge is that charge which, when placed 1 meter from another charge in vacuum, experiences an electrical force of repulsion of magnitude 9 into 10 power 9 newtons. B. If the charges are immersed in matter, then epsilon naught is replaced by EA, quantity characteristic of the matter involved. Then K is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. The number epsilon naught is called absolute electric permittivity of the dielectric medium.
Hopefully you people get the basic concept of charge, its properties, magnitude of charge, concept about quantization, and what is Coulomb's law, its validity. Validity is for point charges, definition of point charge, what is the statement, and what is mathematical relation, formula, constant, value of constant, formula for constant which depends on medium, permittivity, free space, and K is the medium dependent constant. Hopefully you get the concept. Inshallah, in next lecture we will discuss about vector form of Coulomb's law and effect of medium on it. अगला हमारा जो lecture होगा वो that is the part of this lecture. Actually, here we discuss the Coulomb's law at mathematical relation and till the effect of constant or value of constant. Next lecture will be on vector form. That formula gives the magnitude, but we consider the vector form in diagram and as well as in the mathematical form, and discuss an important short question, that is effect of medium on Coulomb's force. So Allah Hafiz till the next lecture.